Hi, mathematics lovers! Today, you are going to learn how to factor difference of two squares. So, stay tuned! For a binomial to be a difference of two squares, the two conditions must hold. First, there must be two terms. Both are perfect squares. Examples: 16x squared and 25x raised to 4, and 81 and m squared. Second, there must be a minus sign between two terms. Examples: number 1 is 4x squared minus 9, a difference of two squares. The first term is a square. 4x squared can also be expressed as quantity 2x raised to 2. The second term is also a square. 9 can also be expressed as 3 raised to 2. There is a minus sign between the two terms. So, we have a difference of two squares. Number 2 is negative 25y squared plus 49, a difference of two squares. Negative 25y squared plus 49 is the same as 49 minus 25y squared. 49 is a square. We can also write it as 7 raised to 2. 25y squared is also a square. We can also write it as quantity 5y raised to 2. Since there is a minus sign between 49 and 25y squared, the given binomial is a difference of two squares. Here is one special products you learned previously. A plus b times a minus b is a squared minus b squared. We can use this relationship to factor difference of two squares. A squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. Let's help now the examples of factoring a difference of two squares. Number 1, factor x raised to 2 minus 16. So x squared can also be written as quantity x raised to 2. 16 can also be expressed as quantity 4 raised to 2. So the factors are x plus 4 and x minus 4. Number 2, factor m raised to 6 minus 64 n squared. M raised to 6 can also be written as quantity m cubed raised to 2. 64n squared can also be written as quantity 8n raised to 2. So the factors are m cubed plus 8n and m cubed minus 8n. In case the given binomial has a common factor, factor out the common factor, then continue factoring. Number 3, factor 9y raised to 4 minus 49y raised to 6. The greatest common factor of the two terms is y raised to 4. So dividing each term by y raised to 4, 9y raised to 4 divided by y raised to 4 is 9. Negative 49y raised to 6 divided by y raised to 4 is negative 49y squared. Now, 9 minus 49y raised to 2 is a difference of two squares. So we write 9 as quantity 3 squared, 49y squared as quantity 7y raised to 2. Of course, we still have here the minus sign. So the factors of the given binomial, we have y raised to 4, 3 plus 7y, and 3 minus 7y. Number 4, factor 27a squared b squared minus 75a raised to 4. So factor out the greatest common factor, which is 3a squared. 27a squared b squared divided by 3a squared is 9b squared. Negative 75a raised to 4 divided by 3a squared is negative 25a squared. Now, 9b squared minus 25a squared is a difference of two squares. So, continue factoring. Copy 3a squared. Now, 9b squared, we express it as quantity 3b raised to 2. Copy minus 25a squared, we express it as quantity 5a squared. So the factors are 3a squared, 3b plus 5a, and 3b minus 5a. After you factor a difference of two squares, you can sometimes continue factoring. Let's have another example. So factor completely. Number 5, 1 minus 16y raised to 12. 1 can also be expressed as quantity 1 squared. Copy minus 16y raised to 12 as quantity 4y raised to 6 raised to 2. So we now have the factors 1 plus 4y raised to 6 and 1 minus 4y raised to 6. 1 minus 4y raised to 6 is a difference of two squares. So we continue factoring. Copy 1 plus 4y raised to 6. For 1, we write it as quantity 1 raised to 2. Copy minus 4y raised to 6. We express it as quantity 2y raised to 3 raised to the second power. So the factors are 1 plus 4y raised to 6, 1 plus 2y raised to 3, and 1 minus 2y cubed. I want you to try this. Write dots if the expression is a difference of two squares. Otherwise, write not. Number 1, x squared minus 36. Number 2, x squared minus 22. And number 3, negative 36 plus 49m squared. Number 1, the answer is dots. X squared minus 36 is a difference of two squares. Number 2, not, since 22 is not a square. And number 3, dots, since negative 36 plus 49m squared can also be written as 49m squared minus 36. This time, I will give you 30 seconds to factor the following. Timer starts now. Time is up. Let's now answer. Number 1, we have quantity 3x plus 5 times the quantity 3x minus 5. Number 2, 144 and 81 have a common factor, which is 9. So factor out the GCF. So we have 9 times the quantity, 16m squared minus 9n squared. So our answer in number 2, we have 9 times the quantity 4m plus 3n times the quantity 4m minus 3n. And number 3, we have quantity 5xy plus 11z squared times the quantity 5xy minus 11z squared. That's all for now, mathematics lovers. Don't forget all the things you have learned. Have fun in factoring!